Have you ever wondered why, after 60, a simple workout or even yard work can leave your muscles sore for days, when you used to bounce back overnight? Here's the surprising truth. It's not just aging. It's a biological signal. Your body's way of asking for different kinds of fuel. Scientists at the University of Birmingham found that adults over 60 can still build muscle just as effectively as those in their 40s, if the right nutrients are present at the right time. The catch? Most people over 60 are unknowingly missing the key recovery molecules their muscles desperately need. And that's exactly what we're talking about today. Because muscle recovery after 60 is not just about lifting weights. It's about activating your body's cellular repair system. A system that depends on what you eat within hours of activity. Not just protein, but specific amino acids, fatty acids, antioxidants, and micronutrients that tell your body it's time to rebuild. Here's the fascinating part. Your muscles are not just muscle. They're actually a communication network with your brain. When recovery is optimized, your mood improves, your energy lasts longer, and even your memory sharpens. Why? Because muscle recovery triggers the release of myokines, special proteins that signal your brain to boost focus, regulate sleep, and protect against inflammation. So, the foods that rebuild your body are also rewiring your brain for better vitality. In this episode, we're diving into 5 scientifically proven foods that can supercharge muscle recovery after 60, even if you have struggled with stiffness, soreness, or fatigue. And stick around until the end. The last one might surprise you. It's something most people eat the wrong way, and it could make or break your recovery. Before we begin, tell me in the comments, what's one food you rely on to recover after a workout or long walk? I will be watching the comments to see what makes the top of the list. Have you ever noticed that you can eat plenty of protein, maybe eggs for breakfast, chicken for lunch, even a shake after your walk, yet still feel sore or weak the next day? Here's the twist. It's not about how much protein you eat, but whether your body can hear the signal to rebuild muscle. After 60, your body's anabolic response, that's the process that turns protein into muscle, begins to go silent. Scientists call this anabolic resistance. It means that the same amount of protein that used to trigger muscle growth in your 30s now produces only a faint response in your 60s. Think of it like trying to shout across a canyon. Your body can still hear the message, but the signal is weaker. So, how do we turn up the volume again? That's where one key amino acid, leucine, becomes your best friend. A study from the University of Texas Medical Branch found that older adults who consumed leucine-rich protein sources, such as whey, lean beef, or even tofu, doubled their muscle protein synthesis compared to those who ate the same amount of protein without enough leucine. Leucine acts like the ignition key. It flips the mTOR switch, the biochemical pathway that tells your muscles, start rebuilding. Here's the fascinating part. You do not need more protein. You just need to eat it smarter. This is where a simple protocol called protein pulsing comes in. Instead of eating one large protein-heavy meal, space your protein intake into 3 to 4 smaller doses throughout the day, roughly 25 to 30 grams each, with at least 2 to 3 grams of leucine per meal. This repeated pulsing keeps your mTOR pathway active, giving your muscles multiple repair reminders across the day. Let's make this practical. Breakfast: Greek yogurt or cottage cheese with chia seeds. Lunch: a piece of salmon or lentil soup. Dinner: a small chicken breast or tempeh with vegetables. Simple, but science-backed. And here's something many overlook: timing. Muscle protein synthesis peaks when you consume leucine-rich foods within 2 hours of activity. So if you enjoy your morning walk or light workout, do not delay breakfast too long afterward. You want those amino acids flowing into your bloodstream while your body is most receptive. Now, Here's what's happening in your brain during all this. When your muscles rebuild efficiently, your nervous system reduces the output of cortisol, the stress hormone that delays healing and increases fatigue. So better recovery is not just about stronger muscles. It's about a calmer, more energized mind. That's why seniors who optimize protein timing often report better sleep, clearer focus, and improved mood. Before we move to the next part, I'd love to know, what's your favorite source of protein right now? Comment below. You might inspire someone who's still trying to figure out what works best after 60. Because now, we're tackling a nutrient that almost no one associates with recovery. Yet it has the power to turn inflammation, your body's slow-down signal, into a healing command. And that nutrient is fat. But not just any fat. The kind that rewires your cells for faster repair. Here's a question that surprises almost everyone. Why do some people in their 60s feel sore for days after light activity, while others bounce back quickly, even after a full workout? One major reason is inflammation, but not the kind you can see. Inside your muscles, after any form of movement, from gardening to resistance bands, tiny micro-tears form. That's normal. That's growth. But what happens next determines how fast you recover. Your body sends an army of immune cells to clean up those damaged fibers. If that process runs smoothly, you repair stronger. If it gets stuck, because of poor nutrition or chronic inflammation, you feel soreness, stiffness, and fatigue for days. Now, here's where it gets fascinating. Researchers from the Journal of Physiology discovered that omega-3 fatty acids do not just reduce inflammation. They actually reprogram your muscle cells to respond faster to repair signals. They make your muscles more sensitive to insulin and amino acids, which means when you eat protein, your body listens. In other words, omega-3s turn your body from slow to respond to ready to rebuild. Here's what's happening on a deeper level. Your cell membranes, those tiny walls that protect each muscle cell, are made largely of fat. If those walls are built from processed or saturated fats, they become stiff, like an old rubber band. But when they're built from omega-3s, they stay flexible, allowing nutrients and repair molecules to pass through more easily. That's why the quality of your fats determines the quality of your recovery. So where do you get them? Wild-caught salmon, sardines, mackerel, walnuts, flax seeds, and chia seeds are rich sources. But here's the key. It's not just what you eat, but when studies from Ohio State University showed that consuming omega-3s within 2 hours of physical activity enhanced the body's anabolic signaling and reduced muscle soreness by nearly 30% over the next 48 hours. So, try this protocol. After your morning walk or light workout, enjoy a smoothie with Greek yogurt, chia seeds, and a teaspoon of flaxseed oil. That combination gives your body both the protein signal and the fat signal, the two switches your muscles need to recover faster. Here's a bonus insight. Omega-3s also cross the blood-brain barrier, reducing neuroinflammation and improving the production of dopamine and serotonin. That's why people who increase omega-3 intake often report not just better recovery, but a calmer mood and sharper focus. Your muscles and mind are literally speaking the same biochemical language. If this kind of science-backed, practical insight is helping you, hit subscribe. This channel is all about giving you real tools, not trends, to upgrade your body and mind after 60. And do not forget to like this video. If you have learned something new today, it truly helps this content reach more people like you. Coming up next, we will look at something most people think they're getting enough of, but rarely do. It's not a macronutrient. It's the secret behind how your cells clean up the waste that slows recovery. And it all starts with color. We're talking about antioxidants, and the story you're about to hear might just change how you build your plate. Let's start with a question. Have you ever finished a good walk? Felt great? but by the next morning, your muscles feel heavy or stiff, even though you did not overdo it? That feeling is not just soreness. It's your cells saying, "We're still cleaning up the mess." Here's the thing. When you exercise, your muscles create microscopic damage, and your cells produce what scientists call reactive oxygen species, or ROS. These molecules are like tiny sparks that fly off the energy engines inside your cells, known as mitochondria. A few sparks are good, they trigger healing and growth, but too many? They cause what's called oxidative stress, which slows recovery and accelerates aging. Now, most people think, okay, I will just take more vitamin C. But here's what the science shows. Vitamin C alone does not complete the job. It's only one part of a much larger orchestra. In a fascinating study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, researchers found that older adults who consumed a mix of polyphenols, natural compounds found in berries, green, tea, and dark-colored plants, experienced faster mitochondrial recovery and less muscle fatigue compared to those who took standard antioxidant supplements. Why? Because polyphenols do not just neutralize free radicals. They teach your cells how to clean themselves up better next time. It's like training your body's janitorial crew to work smarter, not harder. Think of antioxidants as a cleanup team. Vitamin C is the mop. It wipes away damage. But polyphenols are the supervisors. They make sure the cleanup happens efficiently, at the right time, and in the right order. That's what real recovery looks like at the cellular level. Here's how to apply it. Follow the color rule. Every day, eat at least 3 colors of plants. 1 red or purple, like berries or beets. 1 green, like spinach or kale. And 1 orange or yellow, like bell peppers or turmeric. Each color represents different antioxidant families that protect different organs and tissues. It's nature's way of giving you a full recovery protocol. No pills required. Here's the neuroscience behind it. When your antioxidant system works efficiently, your brain benefits too. Reduced oxidative stress in muscles lowers inflammation throughout the body. And that includes your brain's glial cells, the ones responsible for focus, memory, and emotional balance. So, when you recover your muscles, you also recover your mind. You literally feel younger because your cells are behaving younger. And here's something worth trying. Before your next workout, have a small handful of blueberries or a cup of green tea. Studies show that taking polyphenols before exercise reduces muscle damage by up to 25% and improves strength recovery over the next 48 hours. Simple, natural, powerful. Now here's what's coming next. We have covered protein, fats, and antioxidants. But there's one nutrient that silently decides how deep your recovery goes each night. Without it, even the best diet cannot fully rebuild your muscles or your brain. It's not a vitamin or a food trend. It's a mineral that almost 70% of adults over 60 are low on. And tonight, when you understand how it works, you might sleep better than you have in years. That mineral is magnesium. Here's a quick question. Do you ever wake up feeling like you barely rested, even though you got a full night's sleep? Maybe your body feels stiff in the morning, your legs cramp at night, or your mind just does not feel sharp when you wake up. If that sounds familiar, you might not have a sleep problem. You might have a magnesium problem. Magnesium is one of the most essential minerals for muscle repair. Yet nearly 70% of adults over 60 are deficient. And the tricky part? You may never know it. Unlike other nutrients, magnesium deficiency does not show up in standard blood tests because only about 1% of your magnesium actually circulates in your blood. The rest hides in your bones and muscles, silently running hundreds of biochemical reactions that keep you calm, flexible, and strong. Here's the fascinating part. Magnesium is not just a muscle nutrient. It's also a neural regulator. It helps control the movement of calcium in and out of your muscle cells. Without enough magnesium, calcium floods the muscle tissue, locking your muscles into tension instead of relaxation. That's why low magnesium is linked to cramps, spasms, and even restless sleep. A landmark study from Harvard Medical School found that older adults who restored magnesium levels through diet or supplementation experienced deeper, slow-wave sleep, the stage where most muscle and tissue repair actually happens. In other words, magnesium helps your body turn off the noise so your cells can do their quiet work of rebuilding. Here's what's happening in your brain while you sleep. Magnesium binds to GABA receptors, the same receptors responsible for relaxation and emotional balance. When this happens, your nervous system shifts from fight or flight to rest and repair. Your heart rate lowers, cortisol drops, and your body's anabolic hormones, especially growth hormone and IGF-1, go to work patching up micro-tears in your muscles. So, what can you do tonight? Try the evening mineral ritual. About 90 minutes before bed, combine one magnesium-rich food with hydration and light stretching. A simple example: a cup of warm chamomile tea with a small banana or a few almonds. If you prefer supplements, magnesium glycinate or citrate are the most bioavailable forms. Avoid oxide. It's poorly absorbed and often causes stomach upset. Here's an interesting behavioral tip. Dim your lights, breathe slowly, and imagine your muscles melting as you stretch. This is not just mindfulness. This deep breathing activates your parasympathetic nervous system, amplifying magnesium's calming effect. It's the perfect combination of biochemistry and behavior, science and habit working together. If this insight is helping you understand your body on a deeper level, consider subscribing. We explore these science-backed tools every week so you can feel strong, rested, and vibrant after 60. Now, this section is going to surprise you. We're moving from minerals to something most people overlook: a structural nutrient that literally holds your body together. Your joints, your tendons, your skin, they all depend on this single protein to stay flexible and pain-free. And when you pair it with one simple vitamin, the results can be remarkable. Up now, we're talking about the power duo, collagen and vitamin C, and how to time them for maximum repair. Let me ask you something. When you stretch in the morning, do your joints feel tighter than they used to? Maybe your knees crack a little, or you notice a stiffness in your shoulders that was not there 10 years ago? That's not just age. It's a silent loss of collagen, the structural glue that holds your muscles, joints, and connective tissues together. Here's the truth most people miss. Muscle recovery is not just about muscle. When you move, lift, or even walk, it's your tendons and connective tissues that take the stress first. If they're weak, your body limits your strength automatically. It's a protective mechanism built into your nervous system. That's why improving collagen integrity can actually unlock more strength without lifting heavier weights. Now, here's the science. A study from the University of Connecticut's Department of Kinesiology found that consuming collagen, peptides about 60 minutes before exercise, along with a source of vitamin C, significantly increased collagen synthesis in tendons and ligaments. Why vitamin C? Because it's the cofactor that activates collagen production. Without it, your body cannot turn amino acids into collagen fibers effectively. Think of collagen as the scaffolding of a building, and vitamin C as the worker who assembles it. You need both to build something stable. Here's what happens in your body when you get this combination right. Collagen provides the amino acids, glycine, and proline. These are like repair bricks. Vitamin C helps the enzyme prolyl hydroxylase glue those bricks together into strong, elastic fibers. That means stronger tendons, smoother joint movement, and more resilient muscle tissue. Now, here's a simple collagen activation protocol you can start today. About 45 to 60 minutes before light exercise or stretching, mix 1 serving, 10 to 15 grams, of hydrolyzed collagen peptides with a small glass of orange juice or any vitamin C source. Then, move your body, even a light walk or resistance band session. This light mechanical stress signals your body where to deposit the collagen you just consumed, essentially telling your body, repair here. Over time, this practice helps reduce stiffness, improve flexibility, and even make your skin appear more vibrant because the same collagen matrix supports your skin structure too. It's one of those rare tools where you can feel and see the results, and there's a psychological angle to this too. When you move without pain, your brain begins to trust your body again. That confidence increases motivation, consistency, and even dopamine, the neurotransmitter for drive and satisfaction. So collagen does not just rebuild your body. It rewires your mindset around movement and aging. Before we move to the final section, let me ask, have you ever tried collagen or noticed a difference when you take it consistently? Share it in the comments. Your experience might help someone who's on the fence about trying it. Now, we have covered protein, fats, antioxidants, and minerals. But there's one last key to complete the recovery puzzle. It's something so basic, most people overlook it completely. It's not a supplement. It's not a vitamin. Yet, without it, every recovery system you have just learned about slows down. Now, we're talking about electrolyte balance and why hydration alone does not fix fatigue, muscle soreness, or even brain fog. This last piece might be the missing link between constant soreness and feeling truly energized again. You have probably heard it your whole life. Drink more water. But here's the twist. Hydration is not just about water. In fact, drinking too much plain water can sometimes make you feel more tired, not less. How? By diluting the very minerals your muscles and nerves depend on to function. Electrolytes. Think of your body like an electric circuit. Water is the wiring fluid, but electrolytes, sodium, potassium, magnesium, calcium, are the electric charge that keeps your nerves firing and your muscles contracting. When you sweat, or even breathe heavily during exercise, you're not just losing water. You're losing the spark plugs that make energy possible. Here's where most recovery routines fall apart. People rehydrate after workouts or morning walks with just plain water. Their blood volume goes up, but their cellular energy stays flat. That's why your muscles might still cramp or feel heavy even after drinking plenty of fluids. It's not dehydration, it's electrolyte depletion. Now, what's really fascinating is how electrolytes and mitochondria, your cell's energy factories, interact. Magnesium, for example, is required for over 300 biochemical reactions, including the conversion of food into ATP, the actual fuel your cells burn for energy. Without enough magnesium, even if you eat well and sleep enough, your cells cannot ignite that energy. Sodium and potassium balance, on the other hand, maintains your muscle's electrical gradient, the tiny voltage difference that makes every contraction possible. Here's how to fix that imbalance and feel the difference in a single week. Start your day with mineral water or a homemade electrolyte mix, a pinch of sea salt, a squeeze of lemon, and a dash of potassium chloride. You can find it as low salt. And before light exercise, sip a small amount of water with electrolytes, not after, but before movement. This primes your muscle cells to fire efficiently. After training, combine this with a protein source or recovery smoothie. This helps drive nutrients back into the muscle along with water. This small habit keeps your muscles fuller, your nerves calmer, and your energy steadier throughout the day. In older adults, it even improves blood pressure regulation and reduces post-exercise fatigue. That's because your heart, just like your muscles, is an electrical organ, and it needs that same sodium-potassium balance to beat rhythmically and efficiently. And here's the deeper layer. Your brain depends on electrolytes, too. When sodium and potassium levels dip, you might feel foggy, anxious, or even irritable. So, electrolyte balance is not just physical. It's mental stability through chemistry. When you combine everything we have discussed, high-quality protein for repair, omega-3s for inflammation control, antioxidants for cellular defense, magnesium and calcium for enzyme activation, collagen and vitamin C for connective tissue strength, electrolytes for energy and nerve communication, you have created a complete internal recovery system, one that rebuilds muscle, protects joints, balances mood, and keeps your energy consistent, not just after one workout, but for decades of active living. So as you move forward, remember, recovery is not a single action. It's a network. Each element we have covered today works together like instruments in a symphony. And when they're all tuned right, your body performs beautifully, no matter your age. So, let's take a breath. We have covered a lot today, from omega-3s that calm your inflammation, to leucine-rich proteins that spark muscle repair, to collagen and vitamin C that rebuild the scaffolding holding everything together. We looked at electrolytes that keep your cells communicating, and magnesium that rewires your sleep, focus, and recovery at a cellular level. But here's what matters most. This is not just about food. It's about signaling your body to believe in growth again. After 60, most people are told that decline is inevitable. Slower metabolism, weaker muscles, more fatigue. But what the science shows, and what thousands of people have already proven, is that decline is not destiny. It's a feedback loop. When you feed your body the right signals, your cells do not just respond. They reawaken. Your muscles are listening. Your brain is listening. Every time you choose recovery, you're telling your biology, we're still building. And that's not wishful thinking. That's science. In 2023, researchers at Tufts University found that seniors who optimized nutrition and recovery had a 43% greater improvement in strength and endurance, even without changing their exercise routine. Why? Because the recovery window, what happens after movement, is where your body decides, do I rebuild or do I break down? When you choose the right foods, you're not just rebuilding muscle, you're shaping your next decade of energy, independence, and vitality. You're creating a feedback loop that says, I am still adaptable. I am still strong. So here's your challenge. For the next 7 days, pick one change. It could be adding salmon twice a week, or mixing collagen with vitamin C in the morning, or making an electrolyte drink before your walk. Track how you feel. Energy, recovery time, mood, sleep. Notice the small improvements, because those small wins compound faster than you think. And as you do, remember this truth. Muscle is not just strength. It's a message. Every rep, every walk, every meal that supports recovery is telling your body, we're not done growing. That's the mindset that keeps people vibrant into their 70s, 80s, and beyond, not chasing youth, but fueling longevity. If this episode helped you, do me a favor, hit like and share your age in the comments below. I read every comment personally, and I love seeing where each of you is on this journey. And if you have not already, subscribe to join this community, because every week, we break down science like this to help you live stronger, sharper, and longer. And remember, you cannot stop time, but you can slow its effects by how you recover. So feed your body like it's still capable of greatness, because it is.